So The Awakening's my 5th studio album, and I think this time around, most of my albums are kind of quite personal. You know, they say some singers write about things they know, other people are writing about the world, and I'd never really written about the world around me. And the last few years have been particularly chaotic, so The Awakening is really about that, moving from chaos to a place of higher consciousness. So that's what the album is really about, and it's 12 songs plus one bonus song that really take you on this journey from the world being complete chaos, smoke signals, which is about somebody in very personal breakdown, or they're in delusion, through to this journey of bring love back, of bringing this sense of global love and personal love back, and everything in between, you know, the environment, the ecology, how we're treating animals, how we're treating each other, everyone going a little bit kind of crazy seemingly, and then the importance of letting go and awakening. So it is this journey from chaos to consciousness.
I do what I want, smoke signals.
This album was really interesting in terms of the production, the songwriting. My main songwriting, or my main producer, John Hamilton, we worked in EQ Studios, and you know, at the time we were so lucky because we'd pretty much done a lot of the bulk of the work before the global pandemic of coronavirus and so on hit. So John and I worked on the majority of the songs, and there are 2 songs that are produced by my sometimes co-producer, Marcin Kovacs. So we worked on Animal and Bring Love Back. So those ones have got more of a kind of dancey, more of a contemporary feeling, and the work with John has got more of a kind of a more classic kind of feeling. And I'm also really excited that this time around, when the song's free, it's co-written with a really good friend of mine, Ashley David Simon, who raps on that. So people might be slightly surprised to find a few things that are slightly new in it. But it was a really great process because it was great doing some work in the studio and some work outside the studio. And then finally we had to do a few bits during lockdown remotely, or being quite clever about how on earth we were going to record it. It was great fun. Anyone who's listening to this album will spot that there are those strong themes. I'm talking about the environment, I'm talking about artificial intelligence, I'm talking about all of these things, and we'd have to be blind in the world that we live with to realise that these are urgent problems. How is it that we're going to, what's going to be our place as human beings as artificial intelligence evolves? What's going to be our place physically if there's no planet to live here? Are our children, grandchildren going to have animals around them? These are real and urgent problems, and I thought that I couldn't have run away from these kind of issues as a singer-songwriter, and to be able to express my voice together with the kind of things that I'm always talking about, which is our consciousness and compassion. I know what the beautiful thing is, to my mind, they all sat beautifully together on this album. So I'm really proud of being bold and going there with this album. It was, and it made me think about lots of those issues. It made me think about my role, and it made me go on a deeper journey of that, really appreciating of ourselves environmentally, our ecology, and all of these things. So it was a beautiful experience for me too.
Letting go feels so good in theory, letting go of all the pain around and in there, letting go. Oh, I'd love to so dearly, letting go, let it go.
So yeah, my favourite tracks on the album, you know what, there's a few. You know, the album was born out of 2 songs that I didn't intend to record myself. Smoke Signals, which was written for someone else, so that's why it's got a kind of playful voice, so it's written for someone else. And the song Letting Go, which I wrote with someone else in mind, and then it became clear that these were my songs for my album. I love If I Only Had the Courage as well. I love Bring Love Back. And in fact, when I was walking down the street and the melody of Bring Love Back came to my mind, and I knew straight away I wanted Marcin to produce this, because he's better at producing those kind of up-tempo songs in a way than I am initially. So I really like that. I knew, you know, with some songs, you know that you've got a really great song in your hands. Letting Go was the same. You know, I remember I'd been rushing from one place to another, and I was running to write this song with another singer in mind, and I'd arrived just before walking into the shop, and I knew this song was going through my head. I had to record it and put it down on my voice note thing. So it's been a blessing. The songs came together very, very naturally. And Artificial Intelligence and the remix, AI, Deep Compassion. I mean, I love the whole album, start to finish. It's one of my proudest bodies of work to my mind.